Hello guys and welcome back to Minecraft. I just realized something. I can't actually get off and go to sleep yet because it is still too early and this isn't my schedule. So I have to do another episode. Which is good for you because I'm still in the fresh mindset. I'm still in the same mood that I was in. So we're picking up where we left off. Okay, so I just told the doctor, okay? I just told him on this is on the PS5 by the way, so just throw that in there. Because I gotta put that in there in the title. People click it, they're like, "Ooh, whoa, this is funny." I'm like, watch the other videos, they're funny too. But that's just me. Um, but yeah, so we left off, okay? I was talking about how I was in the hospital, okay? If you guys didn't watch the previous episode, maybe you should. There's a lot of funny stuff, a lot of gossip, and I just poked my spine and that shit hurt. Then a, whew, okay, okay. But yeah, if you didn't watch the last episode, just to wrap you up, because not like that. Maybe like, I don't, stop. Anyways, just to wrap it up, pause again. I was talking about how I went to the hospital and I had to get a spinal fluid thingy. And the guy who did it wasn't the fucking actual doctor. It was the doctor's, like, the trainee. You know what I mean? Like, it was that guy. I'm like, bro, of all people, you're going to give me that guy? And they're like, yeah, we're giving you that guy. I'm like, awesome, thank you. Can't wait to never walk again. But yeah. So we were there. I just got poked in the back, and the doctor was like, "Yeah, actually, I know you wanted to react that way, and I know your body would normally react that way, but you want to react the opposite way. Like, bro, like you're gonna tell me, okay, you're in major pain right now, right? Major pain, okay? Don't react to it. Like, all right. Oh, thank you, doc. I didn't think about that. So yeah, basically, I basically anticipated for the pain on next times and next times, and he just kept on poking my spine and missing on the needle. He needs to. It's a fucking like a small area he has to hit, and they did like an outline and everything, and he just couldn't get it. And I'm like, dude, like he's like, look. His hips are right here, and he grabbed me by my hips. I'm like, dude, I'm sorry, but I don't know that way. And he was just like, yeah, like, okay, so the middle would be like right here. This is where his spine would be. And I'm like, yeah, that's where it would be, but you're missing it still. So that must mean his hip. Well, you might have to bend the needle a little bit. I'm like, bend the needle, awesome. Bend the needle into my spine. It's a great idea. Good thinking, doc. But anyways, he fucking misses every single time, and he never got to it. I explained that in the last one, and I basically had to go upstairs and get a scan, right? And while they were doing the scan, they also what they took pictures and everything, and so they had basically like a live feed of like where to poke me and like an X-ray of my body, right? So after that, that's when they started fucking actually making progress. But I was just like, dude, respectfully, y'all should have done this off rip because y'all motherfuckers just poked me like 8 times for no reason. And it was just a lot, bro. It was just a lot of pain. These are fucking long ass needles, and they're just poking me like no tomorrow. They're just like, oh, I think it's here. It could be here actually. Maybe it's actually here. Like, dude, you're missing, and you know it, bro. So fuck off. But yeah, that's what happened. And okay, after this, okay, that was just what I had to deal with. Okay, that was just my personal stuff. But okay, I was in there. Okay, and there's this dude. Okay, and he's a crazy dude. He should have been in jail, and by all accounts, he should be. He should be right, but they didn't put him in jail. No one, no jail wanted him. He was transferred to a jail, and they gave him back to the hospital. They just gave him back. They were like, you know what? You keep this one. They gave him back. He didn't need medical attention. They don't want him. And he was very crazy, right? He was shouting and whatnot at 4 in the morning, nonstop. Woke me up out of my beautiful slumber that I got like 2 hours of. Why is this not centered? It is centered. Why is this longer than that? What? Why is this different? Oh, that's 2. So this isn't centered. Wait, it is centered. Okay, this means that that side is wrong. Okay, that's fine. Um, wait a minute. What the fuck? What the fuck? Is that allowed? 2. Okay, 2. And then 2. But yeah, this is a crazy guy. And I'm just trying to be nice and respectful, but this guy was just shouting at like 4 in the morning, like nonstop, in English and Spanish. So, good on him for being bilingual, but it's very annoying. And the doctors didn't want to deal with him. He was a hazard. Didn't he kept on spitting on the nurses. He threw a urinal on the nurses, which is basically a jug where, guys can pee in and the doctors won't have to get him out of their bed. He did that. He broke a sink upstairs. I heard all this because I couldn't sleep, and the nurses were all talking about him, and I was just like, awesome. So I gotta hear all this too. And so yeah, that's he was my literal next roommate. Like I had my own room, but the room right next to me, him, and he was just doing this all throughout the second day. And this was a day I should have been like resting up and like in bed, just like sleeping, and they just kept on doing that. And I'm just like, it's very I'm like that's very unkind. I, and I had to deal with him the whole time until they transferred me upstairs. And the nurses downstairs, if I needed a question or I had a question or I needed to use the restroom because I was still able to walk, I was like, can I just get up and go to the restroom by myself? Because I'm like, I'm not trying to make you guys, flush a urinal every time. I'm like, I could walk. I'd rather walk anyways, get, some movement in my legs because I've been laying in bed the whole time. Because I was sleeping I slept from Sunday, all Sunday. I slept all Sunday, and then I slept all until Tuesday, until I went to the hospital. But I was like, I want to walk around, and yeah, I was doing that every time. But they didn't give me any food. They gave me literally just liquid. They were like, well, we don't know if you could stomach any food. I'm like, well, I don't either until I eat some. They're like, you haven't ate any, and I'm like, no. It's kind of the whole point of the liquid diet, isn't it? For me not to eat any. But how am I gonna know I can't handle food if I don't eat food? They're like, well, that's a good idea. Well, maybe we should give you some food. And I'm like, yeah, maybe. 'Cause I was fucking starving the whole time too. So they finally gave me some food. I started actually eating food. And then they saw me. The doctor saw me that day that I got no sleep, and he assumed since since I looked so bad that I was just still sick, even though I was fine. And I was like, so can I leave? And he's like, well, we want to stay and monitor you another day. And I'm like, another day? I'm like, dude, I wanted to get out of there immediately because I'm like, first off, I'm not getting any sleep in here. Second off, you guys are running all these tests that I don't know what they're for. It's just like, oh, this is a blood test for this. This is for your blood test. I'm like, well, what are those for? And they would ask me if I told them, but even if they told me, what the fuck? I'm not gonna understand fucking some like diametry or some bullshit like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like they say some word, like I'm just like, dude, I literally have no clue what the fuck that is. So, like I'm just like, all right, bro. And after I was like, I'm fed up. I'm like, can I deny blood work? And they're like, yes, of course, you could deny anytime. I'm like, okay, from now on, I'm denying any more because my fucking arm was looking like connect the dots. Like I was just like, dude, no, this is way too fucking much. Like I know it's not that big a deal. Like it was dehydration and something else, but I know it's not. All this is not required. Like it's cool you did that meningitis thing, but after you guys found nothing twice, you know, I was like, I was like kind of fed up. I was like, all right, well, I want to go home now. And I had that neighbor, so he wasn't. He was just making it more irritable. I'm just trying to be nice and not say mean things about him, but being that kind of person and going through your life that like that the entire time, and then just being completely inconsiderate of everyone and anything around you, like I can't. There's nothing nice I could say about him. Like, oh, maybe he did. No, 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 no. There was nothing. He was going to jail, and he was just literally an asshole. And I'm just like, I'm really trying to hold back from saying mean things, but that guy was not a nice person. And he just kept waking people up, shouting, screeching, and like breaking stuff. And I'm like, how is he still here? Like, you know what I mean? Like he should actually be in jail, but they're just like letting him just, you know, do his thing. I'm like, okay, that makes no sense at all. And then, man, can you fuck off, bro? Because I know you're trying to attack me, bro. I feel it and I know it. You're gonna be on some bullshit. I will fuck you up, bro. You in my house? If you in my house, you gonna get dropped. Yeah, that's right. Why you disappeared? Yeah, cause you knew what was gonna happen. About to get fucked up. Yo, buddy, he over there too. He about to get fucked up. You about to get fucked up too. But yeah, this guy was just really annoying. But once I got upstairs to my room that I shared with somebody else, it was worse. Cause apparently the guy who was in my room, okay, um, used a adult pleasure enhancer with his girlfriend. Didn't realize it got pushed too far. Um, yeah, and then he was in the hospital. I'm just like, okay, why? Of all people, I just dealt with the other guy, and you're giving me this guy as a here's your stand-in. Fuck off. Fuck off, skeleton. Skeleton. You think I'm scared of you, Enderman? Come here. I'll fuck you up still. I won't need any help. But like, you know what I mean? Like, bro, how is one and then the other gonna come up? You know what I mean? Like I dealt with one, and they're like, "Yeah, we're gonna give you this guy." Like, bro, I just want to. And the thing is, I should have been home like the day before too. But it is what it is. But fuck, bro, it was just so. It was just such a bad experience. The nurses downstairs were cool, kinda. They talk so much shit on all the people that like they were attending to. I'm like, you're talking shit on like old ladies? Like, what if they asked? They're just old. Dude, you're a nurse. You have to do your job. I was just trying to be kind and courteous to everyone and trying to be like, okay, well, if it makes it easier for you guys, I'll do this. But they were just, dude, the nurses, bro. I get gossip at your job, but they were shit talking to people that they're gonna be working on. You know what I mean? I'm like, yeah. So the whole experience is, it wasn't the best. I had to deal with the nurses weren't talking smack about me. I don't think. Maybe they were. I just didn't hear it. But I just don't. I don't get it, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, why? Just everything of there. It was just off. It was just so bad. I'm just like, dude, I'd rate that place. The staff before they started talking shit a 9. And then after they didn't deal with that guy who was shouting and just let him ramble about and do his thing, just be inconsiderate to everyone else. I'm like, dude, I don't. I'm like, you guys, like, are you even doing your job here, bro? Like, what, you're letting this go down? I'm gonna put spruce on the top here to give it more color, and then I'll work on the interior. I just don't know how I want the room layout to be. Um, this is going to go into the bottom floor, but where would be the staircase? Here? I think a staircase here would work. Going up on a Tuesday. But yeah, they were just shit talking the people that, they were being the nurse for. It was like, come on, man. So after I heard that, I was like, all right, well, they're not good people. Like maybe they are, but I, you're gonna smack talk someone who's literally hospitalized? Like, come on, man. I know that's ironic, but the guy I was talking about, smack talking, was, you know, it was that guy. It was that guy. Yeah, I think it's a time and place. Maybe if this old lady was like super racist or whatever, I would kind of get it, but even still, like maybe not. But fucking, this the guy I was talking about was just awful, awful. Mm, I'm still trying to think and see how this could go better, but it's sad. I'm just kind of filling it in. I'm just kind of filling it in. I'll be honest. I just wanted to build something. This might even be my actual house. Maybe I'll build a better one. Definitely, probably will build a different one. But this one, it's kind of filling. It's doing its job. It's filling up the place, and I'll work on it probably over time. But right now, it just needs to work. It just needs to work. This is here, so this would be there in the front. Yeah. Okay. That works. That works. But we need to find spruce. I don't know where spruce is. So to round it up, okay, that guy, awful. Okay, person who was my roommate was okay, but it's kind of gross hearing the dude use a urinal because he can't get up, and then like I don't know, that guy was weird. I heard him watching TikToks on his phone the day like after he got his medicine, and he was just like, I'm just like, all right, bro. I was like, dude, I want to get out of here. I was like, because the doctor saw me when I didn't get any sleep, and he assumed that my tired eyes were me. Like my face normally, I don't look very nice, right? By default. So he probably associated my angry looking face with how I was feeling, and I guess, but no, that wasn't the case at all. I felt fine, and I wanted to leave. It was only after I got home that my spine started to hurt because I tried to pick up my nephew. And once I picked him up, I was like, and now my back hurts. So awesome. And it might have been also the point where I got poked so many times that it was just like, I think the numbing of the around the area might have done its job. So it wasn't as painful, but dude, that's still, oh, a fucking needle. I could still feel it. I felt it move. Like, you know what I mean? Like it wasn't just like a little thing. It was like an actual thing. And I'm just like, dude, y'all. I was like, if y'all fuck me up for life, like you know what I mean? Like it's a wrap. That the hospital's going down, bro. The machines, none of them worked. The fucking IV drip I had ran out twice. Okay, I got no sleep in there at all. Like, okay, start from the beginning. The IV drip. Okay, they poked me for the blood drawn. Okay, and then I was like, dude, I haven't ate. I don't know if I'm gonna pass out. They're like, are you likely? Do you pass out normally? I'm like, no, but still, I don't know if I'm gonna pass out. I haven't eaten in like 4 days. And then she's like, we'll give it a try. So she poked me, boom, IV, and then gets the blood, right? And then uses that. That becomes the IV drip. So they poked me another time on the right side for a different blood draw. And I'm like, okay. So I got a needle in my left arm and in my right arm, right? The IV drip wasn't even placed in correctly, right? So I moved a little bit and it moved enough to where when I got my IV fluid, which was just electrolytes and everything, it started leaking out. All that started leaking out on my chair. So it looked like I wet myself on my left side. I'm like, dude, y'all cannot be serious. Why is all this biome around here, bro? This is the ugliest biome. This area right here is shit. I want to find a biome that doesn't have this gross floor. Like, I hate it. I hate it. I hate this floor. That's why I chose to live where I lived in the thing. Well, we need to find spruce, and we need to find all these other trees and whatnot. But I feel like the whole experience at the hospital is the worst things that could happen. Like maybe they're not, everything. I'm just like maybe I took it the wrong way, but maybe I didn't, and maybe I'm right on the money with a lot of stuff I was saying. But the IV drip was really annoying because they had a machine that pumped all the everything in, right? All the liquid, and it kept on messing up and kept on beeping. Okay, kept on beeping. Had to deal with that. Had to deal with the heart monitor machine, right? Monitors my vitals. That one was also messed up and not working correctly. So if I shifted a little bit, boom, messes up, right? So that's one and two. I would get that gold block, but I can't reach it. That's one and two. But after that, okay, uh, they gave me a few things to like. Oh, they were like, oh, since you're finally gonna go upstairs, here's like a goodie bag, right? And that was the only time I was given something to like brush my teeth. I was in the ER for like fucking like 2 days. I was like, dude, I feel awful because I haven't taken a shower yet. And they're like, don't worry, it's fine. You only been in bed sleeping. And I'm like, it's fine. I'm like, no, it's not fine. And I was like, dude, every time I go use a restroom, I don't like the way I smell, bro. Like, I don't like this. I hate this. This is all bad. Like they didn't even have no showers upstairs either. Like it was just I just hated the entire feeling of being there. And I was like, I definitely couldn't do this for a long time, bro. Like to all the people who are in the hospital or dealing with stuff in the hospital, like if your hospital sucks, bro, honestly, and you could afford a different one or go to a different one, then definitely do that, bro. Because the one I went to was I think the bottom tier. Like it was like the worst. Like I dealt with literally the most bullshit things there. Like oh my god, I don't even want to think about it no more. It was just so annoying. We're gonna head back. There's no fucking spruce thing in sight, and all we're seeing is a bunch of this ugly ass biome. Let's head back, and then we'll end the episode. But it's just like I don't know who was doing their job there, but they were doing an awful job. The nurses, cool, somewhat, until they started shit talking the patients. Um, this guy started bragging loud as fuck about his shoes. Like no one cares that much about your shoes, bro. Like this guy brought up, he was like, "Oh, those are some nice shoes." He's like, "Yeah, yeah, I got them off the StockX. Yeah, yeah, they're actually recent." Like, dude, he's screaming outside of my room. Like, I have the guy who screams like bloody murder whenever he was over there fucking doing his thing, right? Yelling in English and Spanish, singing in English and Spanish. I'm like, awesome, cool. Have that guy, and then I have the guy yelling about StockX shoes. Like, I'm sorry, but I couldn't give two shits about what either of those guys were saying. Like, I was like, can you? Oh, and after the nurse came in afterward, and then he was my nurse. And I was like, can you close the door? He was like, yeah, well, I'll close. I could close your door. Yeah. I'm like, good. I'd rather have it closed. And it didn't help. The guy screaming was still able to come through. Him talking about StockX, still able to come through. And I kept on asking. I was like nonstop asking for water. And they didn't get the tip that I wanted fucking water. They checked with the doctor. The doctor says it's fine for me to drink liquids. But they never gave me a fucking cup. Like, dude, that was the reason I was like, dude, this is the reason I was admitted. Was because I didn't have any liquid, and they're like, "Oh, you're getting your liquid from your IV," and I'm like, "The IV that keeps on leaking." And I'm like, I don't know if you get it. Maybe they're willfully missing it, but like, dude, I was getting really annoyed about that. I was like, okay, I came here because I was dehydrated, because I'm not getting water. You're not giving me any water. I'm becoming dehydrated. All these electrolytes you're giving me, cool. I'm still getting dehydrated because I'm not drinking any water. Like, dude, you're this is a never like it was like a never ending cycle. It was like, dude, I need to drink more than I lose. It's just how I become not dehydrated, and I was literally losing the same amount I was gaining. I was like, it was just a nonstop turning circle. Like, okay, my experience at the hospital was awful. The guys that I had as roommates, quote unquote, were awful. Okay, we built this house. Well, built most of the house. We need spruce to fill up the top and make it look nice. And yeah, I think that's it. Once we get all that done, we should be good. We can work on the interior and out, everything else. Oh, I want that there. But I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I let you guys know with a continuation of what happened. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe if you're not already subscribed, share this with your friends if you think they'll enjoy it, and comment down your favorite part or any questions you guys might have about the hospital or anything you guys might want to add about the hospital. I have more, but I kind of just summed it up for you. Um, but that was pretty much like the highlights. You get me? Like there was the other times. There was a guy who punctured my back and what he did, how slow he was, how like all that. I could talk about that in the next episode if you guys would like. But yeah, I guess nothing left to say except I'll catch you in the next episode. Later.